You want to go first, or shall I?
Let's throw a coin up there, mate. Heads or tails?
Heads.
I'll go first. Tails. Where do we start, buddy? Where do we start, mate?
Team selection, mate. You start with the team selection.
Well, listen. First and foremost, let's get it right, mate. Let's give Ajax the credit, mate, because they were absolutely
nice football, mate. Some decent football.
Aye, they were different.
The number 10, I enjoyed watching him, Billy, yeah.
Yep.
The captain, yeah. Oh.
Aye, they were different.
It reminded me.
Yeah. Yourself?
Aye, thank you, Billy.
Aye, they were different class, mate. They were to a man over the park, Ajax. They were more hungrier. They had more technical ability. They were up for it. They worked as a team.
I agree with all that, Billy. I agree with all that, mate. Right.
Yep.
Team selection.
Nah.
Right. I know you're no happy. You're no happy with the goalkeeper getting picked, and I'll come to that. Yeah, and I'll let you have your say, right? And I know you weren't happy. You thought it should have been dropped. You were consistent saying that all weekend and at the start of the week. When I seen the team and how we're going to set up, yeah, we were setting up with the 4-2-3-1, yeah, and we're also playing a captain and a right back that's no fit, and potentially John Lundstrom, who I don't know what you think, mate, who doesn't look fit neither. Yeah?
No.
Right. So, and then you've got Scott Wright, who I think it was approximately 18 minutes before he touched the ball. Some of that's due to Ajax's good play, Billy, I get that. When he does get the ball, he ran with it twice and fell out it pretty much twice. Yeah?
Yep.
And we're paying this guy thousands of pounds a week. So we've set up with Tillman, who's a good football player, but he's only a boy learning. And I don't know if the boy's any better than Lowry, if I'm being honest. Yeah? He's a bigger boy and more a unit, and he scored a couple of good goals. We'll get Tillman, Wright, Kent, and Cholak. Big Cholak's running about. No service. He's a centre forward. He's a sniffer. How he stayed on, I don't know. I'd have gave anybody a run, took him off, just saved his legs, and even gave Alfie another 20-minute training session to get him fit. So, but Scott Wright, Tillman, and Kent in that team, where we know we're going to be under pressure. Do something once, you make a mistake, Billy. Do it twice, the second game at Parkhead. It's no good. Do it a third time when you're going up a level, when you know you're going to up in compact and have guys that will get stuck in and play. You've got to set up your team accordingly. And that was just bordering on stupidity with our manager done the night. Billy?
110%, Ox. 110%. You know what I mean? At this level, mate, you cannot listen. See, even in domestically and against, like, fair talking, say yourself, right? You can't carry passengers. No, you exceptionally can't carry passengers in a European tie, especially more so in the Champions League, mate. So if you've got players carrying knocks or injuries like Tavernier, Johnny Lundstrom, right? You've got guys.
Do you agree with me on Lundstrom, mate? He doesn't look fit.
He doesn't look fit, mate. He doesn't look fit. No, that's you down to 9 bodies when you think about it. Throw in the laddie right, there you're down to 8. You know what I mean? We were chasing shadows all over the park.
Yeah. We're playing a team that's better than us, Billy. We accept that, we know that. But there's things you can do to help make it, you can make yourself hard to beat. Nobody's so open. You've got to learn from your mistakes. When will we learn that we've not got the guys that have headed the ball, that we can't zonal mark? Yeah, the goal was a shambles of 3. Tavernier, Coulson, James Sands, none of them. So if that's not working and your zonal's not working, Billy, you have to go man for man when everybody's got a job to do. And if I'm marking you and you score, it's my fault, yeah?
Exactly, Hawks. Yes. I mean, I don't know, mate. I do not know when... No, all managers, right? All managers have got their own systems, they've got their own way of thinking, right? And they'll stick by it, right? No, but when you're seeing things happening, mate, especially this Zonal Martin situation, it is clearly not working, right? And that's a fact.
Correct.
Yep. How our manager can continue to use that style of defending in a football match, not just domestically, but at the top level in Europe, it beggars belief, mate. Now, he must change that system and go back to marking one-on-ones again, because that is not working. And
correct, mate. And I'll also throw this to you, mate. Yeah, you go, take a quick go at that oxygen there, right? Get a shot of Fox's oxygen, right? But also throw this into you. But other centre half ain't playing well neither. I know you're a big fan, Mr. CG. He's not playing well neither.
Nope.
And not just today, he ain't playing well. I'm not blaming him particularly for all the goals, but he ain't playing well. So we're then struggling. So you go man for man. Everybody's got a job today, and you do it right. You prevent the first goal, which could have been prevented, like the first goal on Saturday, which the best team most likely were doing one, but you then make it harder for them. Like a bit of bad luck with the second goal. The third goal, he gets beat with the boy. The boy's a great finish. Any other team in Europe, mate, you take a yellow card all day long, yeah, and you stop them 40 yards for goal. So, yeah, it's just the fourth goal, Ryan Jack, bad pass. Right, we can go on and on. Team selection, shape, potentially substitutions, mate. If it's not working, you've got to change things. You've got to react, especially with 5 subs, Billy.
I was screaming for substitutions to get made after a second goal went in, mate, because it was blatantly obvious what was happening. Now, how can he charge? I mean, I was one of the ones that wanted Van Bronckhorst. I'll not deny that, right? But he's starting to put doubts in my mind now, because see, after the second goal was in, mate, that was the time to make that change. Why did he come out in the second half and go 5 at the back?
That's a waste. Anyway, Billy, are you ready?
Aye, bring it on, mate. Let the Bears calm.
Yeah. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, where do we go? We look at a team void of confidence as well quite quickly, Billy, yeah?
Aye, there's no confidence in the team whatsoever, mate. It's just we're 11 jerseys, 11 empty shells, mate, now for some reason, and the players can't just sit and feel sorry for themselves. It's Glasgow Rangers they're playing for, and if they want to sit and sulk and feel sorry for themselves, well, I'm sorry, Ox, there's no place for them at our football club, mate. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? But that team, that's like a team that's just been through together.
I mean, 7 of the players that started that game: Scott Wright, Ryan Kent, Glenn Kamara, John Lundstrom, James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, Borna Barisic, all started
in the final.
Mate, and they're just void of confidence, no buying into what we're doing. But I don't know. There's a lot wrong. And listen, I said last Friday the manager was growing on me. He's got some credit in the bank because of the Europa League, and he gained a wee bit with the cup. But he's also on a 9-month, well, since Christmas last year, 8-month actually. He's went from 6 points in front to 5 behind. His goal difference is way behind the team. The team is a 2-horse race. So it's actually 12 points in reality in that short period of time. Our away form is abysmal. That's 2. We did beat PSV, but we lost the 2 other European ties. We've then struggled at Livingston, struggled at Easter Road in circumstances, I get that, and then the next 2 away games, them and then Ajax. So if something's not working, Billy, you've got to change it, ain't you?
Of course, you've got to change it, and it's clearly not working, Ox. And back to what I'm saying earlier on, mate, it's not working. No, there's you get either your manager can say to yourself, well, right, hold on now, right, I'll change this because it's no working, or you just keep being pig ignorant to what's exactly staring you right in front of the end of your nose.
I always think managers get the sack for stubbornness, mate. Stubbornness gets them the sack. That would be either team selection or shape or no recognising where there's an issue and pulling it out. Giovanni, he tries to play football. It's admirable. He tried to play a system today. But you're expecting the two wide men to show you things. They ain't getting away from anybody at that level, mate.
Nope.
Yeah? They ain't getting away. They just become normal, average players. It's not the SPL you're playing in. And I've got to be honest, no offence to Scott Wright, lovely lad. He's got a wee bit of talent, wee bit of pace, but I don't know if he's good enough to play for the Rangers, Paul.
Well, listen, he came on to a wee bit again there at the tail end of last season, mate, and we were talking about him, saying, well, listen, maybe the laddie has got something to offer Rangers, but the question marks when we're in, I think it was one game we played last season away from him.
You, mate. We've been joined by Jordan. Jordan, when you come through the reception, you need to speak to the guy so they can tell you what's happening, mate, yeah?
All right, it's just because I hear this English guy that picks up the phone every time. I don't even think it's coming through the radio.
You have a problem with an Englishman?
I think so, aye.
Right, okay, well, you might have to speak to him. He's the guy that runs the whole show, mate.
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
Right, you better be polite to him. He's the whole main man. Right?
And
he's a massive blue nose, yeah?
No, that's the main thing at the end of the day,
right,
guys.
So don't judge by the accent, mate, yeah?
I won't, promise. I promise.
Right, okay. Here we go.
Right.
Billy's on the couch. I'm sitting with my feet up. The floor's all yours.
Right. I am fucking raging. Sorry for swearing, guys.
Oh, Jordan, don't start, mate, yeah?
I know, sorry, but I'm just in one mood tonight.
Well, we're on a mood, mate, but it's no big and it's no clever, so carry on. The floor's yours. One more attempt.
Right, okay. We were obviously laughing at them about a couple of seasons ago for throwing whatever it was back at their midden for being, bad. The board were taking the mickey out of them and that. I'm not saying we should be doing the same thing here, but do you not think there should be some sort of thing we've got to finally stand up to the board? Because nothing's working here as far as I'm concerned. And I don't think things are going to change quickly. I think results are going to continue until something's done pronto.
Right. Can I ask you, Jordan? I'm not going to go here. Are you a season ticket holder?
I do go to most of the games, aye.
Yeah, season ticket holder?
No season ticket holder, no.
All right, okay. You try and get when you can, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Mate. So you're putting your hard-earned cash into the club. Yeah, you deserve a voice, mate. Aye. Yeah, you did deserve a voice. What would you like the board today, mate? Change the guys recruiting the players. Change the manager.
Well, I don't think the board are going to sort themselves out. I think the fans, we need to do something about it at the end of the day, for them to actually stand up and say, wait a minute, we can't be taking them as mugs from now on. So I would start at the bottom and then work my way up. With Ross Wilson, it's completely laughable what he's done to us.
Well, I think I've done it. I said it the other night, mate. 10 players and three of them have had pass marks out of 10. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I knew something was wrong. See, just at that window right there, we didn't sign up a soul, not a penny spent. I thought, right, okay, from the land, but a season is that result against. That's
not true, is it?
Well,
we brought in.
I don't know what else to say, to be honest.
That's the problem, mate. We brought in Ben Davis. We brought in Ridvan. We brought in Matondo. You're getting up. Billy, I would think that's £12 million plus for these three, yeah? Plus their wages. We brought in Cholak. We brought in Tillman, who's cost us a lot of money, by the way, even though the deal's a deal. Whoever missed it. We brought in 7. Obviously, we signed Suter. And I've missed one out, Billy. I've missed one out. Anyway, it'll come in. But we maybe didn't spend as much as we should have done. But there's maybe reasons for that, Jordan, that we don't know. But who would you assign, mate? What positions would you assign?
Well, I don't think it was massive, but I would have said I think McCrory's all right, but I'd have still signed a replacement goalkeeper for McGregor, because McLaughlin was all right, but I just don't think he's for it now. And probably a left winger, because Kent for me's out the game now. Don't care what MD says. And somebody to hang up alongside Scott Wright as well, because he's letting himself go. And probably, I mean, I would have said.
I think a lot of problems come from midfield. Billy, you can come in the goalie one. I can see you chatting in a bit there.
Well, listen, mate. No, I'm all for giving people a chance, right? Right, and just because you have one or two bad games, it doesn't make you a bad football player, right? But listen, there's errors and errors. The Rangers keeper in John McLaughlin, right? He's made 3 blatant schoolboy errors, mate. The first one on Sunday, he's got to be stronger, right? The one that he rolled the one in the second half for the player for the Celtics goal, I could not believe what he was doing now. You've got to say to yourself there, right? If you're a goalkeeper, right, it is Alan McGregor has nothing to prove. The laddie McCrory has got everything to prove. Now, that laddie must, if you're not going to play McGregor, right, you've got to say, right, do I go with what I've got, or do I play the young laddie? Now, if you don't play the young laddie, now everybody in their dogs are sitting watching that happening at the weekend, right? So they must be saying to themselves, well, when am I going to get my chance? Now, you either play Alan McGregor as a short-term fix, or you give the laddie the gloves and say, right, son, away you go. It's as simple as that, guys.
It's a yes or a no answer. Was it a mistake giving Alan a contract if you weren't going to play him? Yes or no? Jordan?
I would say, looking at where we are right now, I would say for 1 more year, no. That's what I would say.
All right. Billy, yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
All right, mate, that's fair enough. I mean, I can see the logic why we've done it, but if we're not going to play him, I don't see the logic, if that makes sense, yeah?
That's
right.
He
might as well be the number 3 and the boy McCrory moved up 1, yeah?
That's right, Ox.
Mm-hmm.
See, to answer or to help sorry, I never caught the
He's one of you've got his poster on your wall, Jordan. Sorry,
Jordan. I apologise, mate.
No worries.
Listen, we lost 3 players in the summertime, right? Mm-hmm. And we've not replaced them. It's as simple as that. Now, we can say we've signed a left back and a centre half, but we've no, right? Because they're not even getting a chance to see what they're all about, right? They 3 players that we lost, your Calvin Bassies and whatnot, right? Your Joe Aribos, we've not replaced them. That's where the problem lies. Now, the board have got to, in my opinion, right, the board have got to share responsibility for that, because they're the ones that free up the purse strings for, if it's Ross Wilson, it's whatever he does, or is the manager's hand being tied here? We don't know. But there's certainly the positions that we lost the 3 key players has certainly not been filled, and that's a fact.
No, I know, but the problem we've got with that is, I believe that obviously Aribo had the contract, that he had the clause. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know this. I wouldn't be surprised if Calvin had something as well. He's got to get it after a certain level. So they go, mate, and they went because they wanted to go, and we can't control that, mate.
Aye.
No.
Yeah, I get that, Ox. I get that, mate. That's fair enough. I get that, mate. But what I'm saying is, buddy, right? What I'm saying is, we've not replaced them.
We're short in midfield. If you think Matondo's replacing Joe Aribo, we've got an issue. Anyway, we've been joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Ox. Evening, rest of the guys.
Enjoy some of that football.
Hi, Blue Star. How you doing?
Ox, for me, I never got on last night, and I was going to contradict most of the teams what the guys were saying. In my honest opinion, I never had much confidence in us for the night's game. I'll say that to start off with.
One of my favourites of Brawl Star. Anybody thought
correct. My rationale was, okay, we had got a couple of good results in Europe. The PSV game for me, I've watched it another twice. They had 4 brilliant chances that they should have finished at least 2 of them, and they didn't. And that's football. For me, the night, the most alarming thing was Ox. And going with his team, that's more or less the team I thought he would put, apart from right. For me, the guys don't go to. I had my hands up. I've said it before. But what I would say, Ox, the alarming thing for me is quite simple. In that first half, that team never ran at us once. They had no pace. They basically passed the ball in triangles, and our players never once tried to shut them down at any point in the game until the second half. Now, the classic example was, I think there was 20 minutes to go, and their goalkeeper passed the ball out to their left back. Matondo ran at him, and the guy panicked. He passed the ball into his centre half, and Matondo kept running at him. The big guy was fun wanting. Passed the ball back to his goalkeeper out on the right, and the goalkeeper had to run towards it, and Matondo kept running. He had them under pressure simply because he ran at them. The whole of the first half, not one of our players even put in a tackle that I seen. We stood after them and let them pass the ball from wing to wing, wherever they wanted to go. Guys, I don't know what our manager and our background staff's watching. If you're not pressing the opponents, then you're allowing them to spray the ball about anywhere they wanted, and that's exactly what they've done. There's no pace in our team at all. Why isn't there?
He's too nice, that's the problem. He's far too nice. He's not got that umph about him to get in and get right about and kick players up the backside at the end of the day. He's too nice. He's the same as his interviews, and that's the main problem.
Well, the main problem now is, guys, let's not kid ourselves on now. He's under pressure, but he's under even more pressure now because seeking away to Pedodri, guys, I'm telling you right now, let's not kid ourselves on here. If we don't pick up 3 points on Saturday, Gio's head's on the line. We're too far behind, so he's got to do something, Ox.
I don't know what he does, mate, because he'll just go with the same system, mate. It'll be a lot of the same personnel. Listen, Bostar, I thought we were going to have a hard game tonight, but that team won 6 out of 6 in the Champions League. They brought players in, let a lot of players go. We know that they've always got good technical players. They've done it for years, haven't they? They've got this conveyor belt that we're hoping to get if we get things right. But the way ahead is, we know that the bookies summed up. We were big outsiders tonight, and it's shown. But we didn't make it hard for them. You're spot on. But our team selection made it easy for them, Blue Star. Easy.
But Ox, see, this is what I come on to again. You look at what's bench and you look at what the guy's got in his disposal, and he keeps coming out with the same rhetoric. I'm happy with my squad. Listen, I defy any guy on here to tell me that he's happy with our squad, because we're no. But there's nothing exciting with us, Ox. There's nothing exciting with us.
That's the politics of football, mate.
Absolutely, I know that. He's got to say that. I get it. But at the same time, you're looking at what he's got to work with. Oh, it's absolutely... There's nothing there. I'm sorry, there's nothing there. You're looking at that first goal. Now, the exact same move 2 minutes beforehand, they flighted the ball over the top of our defenders that were all in that zonal marking area. They flighted the ball to the back post and the guy headed it wide when it was easier to put it on target. They done the exact same corner again. And the guy was standing in his cell, no a flipping Rangers player near him.
No,
I'm just not getting it.
No, the zonal marking's not working. But that's my opinion, mate. I don't like it anyway, personally. I'm old-fashioned. I like people to mark their men.
Absolutely.
If you scored, Blue Star, it's my fault, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. At least you can point fingers, and that's what the game's all about. But when you've got 6 guys in your 6-yard area in front of your goalkeeper, and there's a guy standing at the back post with a free header, it's not just once. It's happening in our own league, time and time again. I heard you last night saying, we're away games. We'd scored 22 goals for and 19 against. Well, that's another 4 against us. That's appalling. We know that we're going up against levels. We get that. We all know that. But goodness me, you can make it hard for teams. We're making it easier for them. That team never broke sweat tonight. That was like a training session for them. It shouldn't be that way.
I'm going to say this, Poster. I'm going to take this to Billy and then Jordan. There was 2 moments in that game that summed up with the issues we've got. And we're both throwing them on offside, right? We lost the 3rd goal because Scott Wright was standing offside when we had a corner, a centre, and we played it back and put it up the park. He was standing in an offside position and jogging back. And then we scored a great goal, and Ryan Kent done the exact same thing. Therein lies some of our problems. Billy?
That's right, Ox, bang on. Bang on.
Yeah? I'll cut across you, Billy. I'll come back to you. We've been joined by another Billy. Billy, how are we doing?
Aye. I'm just, I could see it coming tonight. With the way things happened at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that this one up front, and for why that the keeper and the boys' hands at the back, it's not working at all.
Oh, I felt he again. Listen, I accept he's not a left centre back. Billy, you can come in now. The other Billy. I thought James Sands was one of our better players again tonight. I know he did a own goal came off him. Billy.
Aye, mate, listen, the boy's done all right. He's done all right. And listen, let's remember, we all know he's getting played out of position. The boy Sands Ox, you know what I mean? He's getting played out of position, and he's playing a centre half. I want to see that boy playing in his preferred position, mate, and that must be in the middle of the park. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you, if Gio's not careful here, he could fall on his own sword, because something needs to change. Either the system needs to change. We need to either go a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2 and go back. But we definitely, that is a must. We need to go back.
In certain games, mate, in certain games, you need to be clever. We all praise Gio, Billy. He's been able to change the system. And now he's went Raj.
Ox, are we not good enough to play a straight 4-4-2 in Scotland? Because I certainly think we have with the players we've got.
I don't know where you fit in. Well, you need to change some of the personnel, but I get you, because we're centre forwards isolated.
Exactly. It was the width of the Clyde between our midfield and big collapse tonight again. That's not good enough. Because if the ball's not getting up front, it's not sticking. Right? So therefore you could say, well, there's a player sitting in the bench here that can get you 30 yards up the park. And Alfredo. So that's the case.
I couldn't understand why Alfredo. I suppose there's 2 sides to the coin. You might be keeping him for the weekend. They didn't want to put him on in case he got injured. But I thought with half an hour ago he could have given him a run out to improve his fitness. Jordan?
Aye. Can I have another point?
Wait a minute, Billy. We'll come back to you, mate. Jordan, in you come.
Aye, all right. I think I agree with the formation change. Well, and especially in a Scottish game, because if we go up there to Aberdeen, you know what they're like. They play like a cup final against us. If we're not ready and prepared in what we've been like the past couple of weeks, we're going to be in for another shock again. And I'm not going to say it's going to be another 4 or 5-0, but they're more capable of beating us at the end of the day. So the change has to start on Saturday, and it has to start as soon as that team's mentioned. Otherwise, we're in big trouble.
I don't think you're alone in that thinking. In you come, Billy boy.
Is it me?
Billy, yep.
Aye. To be honest, I'm 53 years of age, and I can't
you look
remember.
a lot older than that, Billy, I must admit, but carry on.
Hey, you sound younger. I can't remember the amount of goals that we've lost in the space of, like, say, 2 weeks or a week and a half to this. The fact of the matter is, I don't know what you've heard yourself or what no, is I just think that all the money that we could have done with a couple of players there's no point in going on about it and knowing about it in the transfer window. But I just think that the likes of Douglas Park and that, i.e. Faye Hamilton, same as myself, is maybe lining their pockets. And I don't
think that's the case, mate. But I think they've maybe made a decision, rightly or wrongly. Maybe somebody was to go to the club to bring some people in, and we definitely short in midfielders. Listen, Billy, I'm going to let you go. No, because you're not making sense, because your sound's not very good, and people on the pitch not great.
Can I just say one quick point, please?
Aye, on you go. Quickly, hurry up now, but your sound's not great.
I would have killed Kamara and Kent.
Good shout, mate. Good shout. Right, you look after yourself, Billy.
Good night, Bill.
Aye, Blue Star, day 2 incidents for me with the offside. Small things, and again, but when you're a wide man, you've got you're just, it's cheap possession you're getting away in it, jogging back offside.
Especially when you're up against a certain calibre of player. There's for me the now. There's Napoli beating Liverpool 2-0. And I said at the start, I said to you, the team that I was worried about wasn't Ajax and Liverpool. For me, it was Napoli, because I know what like the Italians are, and they don't give away goals.
You've just ruined it for Fox. He was taking that and going to watch it later on.
Well, too bad. It's there. But the thing is, Ox, you're looking at teams away technically, defensively, attackingly. They're better in every department. So all we can do is you've got to try and shore up, and you've got to try and stop goals. It's exactly what Billy and you are saying. He's playing that zonal marking, and it's as plain as day. We're losing goals time and time again, cheap goals. Other teams aren't even having to work against us. He's got to rectify that.
Yeah. Remember the last time when somebody scored a great goal against us? Because I can't.
Oh, the boys' finish for the third one was a great finish, but the play up to that, I think a fit Tavernier does better, and also we should just bring them down, foul them. Yeah, they would foul you in the same part of the pitch, Blue Star.
Absolutely. The best goal in the night would have been Barisic, Ox.
What was the cracking finish?
That was flipping beautiful.
He's right fit.
Yeah, but he's got to get rid of that zonal marking for us to have any chance. I'm telling you, I'm serious now. We're going to struggle in our own league if he persists with that zonal marking.
Because Aberdeen will just play set pieces, corner kicks.
You better believe it.
Yeah, I would if I was there. That's what I would do. Jordan.
Absolutely.
Can I just say something? By the way, maybe Giovanni should start listening to Port's report. He's doing a better scouting mission than all the professionals we've got at Ibrox. Right. In you come, Billy. Come on.
Oh, see, for that to work, that zonal marking to work, you've got to have the players there to make it work. Right? And we've not got the players to make that work. Right? It's just that's a fact. So
I'll ask you this one, Billy, quickly. Just say if he's a good header of the ball, yes or no. Barisic?
No.
Tavernier?
No.
James Sands?
No.
Conor Goldson?
No.
Therein lies your problem, mate. Anyway, we've been joined by Jamie. Evening, Jamie.
Hi, Ox. Hi, panel.
What are we doing,
listen, dreadful. I've been wanting to phone in for weeks, to be honest, but I've been trying to hold off, thinking things are going to get better, and they're no. I can't think of a good performance since the beginning of pre-season.
Yeah.
Right. It's the tactics, it's the players, and there's a few things for me that are probably our biggest problems. The zonal marking is one of the biggest things. Why is it we're wanting to play James Sands at centre-back, who's 20, 21 years of age? He's no our player, but yet we can't trust Leon King. Why is it we're playing Tav if he's injured? We can't trust Devine. Why is it we're playing Ryan Kent when he's no signing the contract. I look at Ryan Kent and I look at Morelos, and I think the situation's the same. Two of them have got 12 months left. We're not playing Morelos. Is it because he's no fit, or is it because he's not committed to Rangers? Ryan Kent's the exact same situation. He cost us 2 goals for me at Celtic Park with his attitude. Now, he's probably one of our best players. He skinned half their team. Tonight, choosing the wrong offside, laziness, his attitude for me. And at Celtic Park, it was the free kick, and then the throw-in. It's not good enough for our team now. I'm absolutely raging. And then for some of the Rangers fans as well, pointing the finger at McLaughlin, I don't agree with that, because I think McGregor would have conceded the same goals tonight. So I know there's all the points there.
Tonight he might have, but on Saturday, mate,
on Saturday I'll hold him accountable for the 4th goal. Right, the other ones I don't think they could have done much about. I think the rest of the team need to look at themselves. But I know there's a load of points there, right? But I'm absolutely raging now with so many things in our team. And it's easy for us to look at the defence as well, right? That back 4. And they do go side to side. But see, when you look at it, what is actually in front of them, actually pick out a pass. And the front 3 tonight, that's the worst. I still don't think we've replaced Daniel Candeias on that right-hand side. I think if Candeias would probably get a game for us tonight. That's how we've not gone forward since that in that position. I don't get it.
I think Paul Johnson will get a game out there for us just now. He's in his 70s. But a lot of things there, right? Okay, trying to dissect some of that. Listen, that's maybe the biggest point. Maybe he's right. We didn't play well at Livingston. We didn't play well at Easter Road. We didn't play well at their place. And we've done okay at Ibrox without setting the hair on fire against teams we should be beating. Maybe the second game with the Union, the second leg of the Union games were only decent performance. Postar's right. And on our night we might have lost to Eindhoven. It was a close game and we got the break and we won the game. It was a decent performance, but no, it wasn't Dortmund away. That makes sense, Billy.
I mean, how can we go for the highs of playing in Europe last year to where we went to now? It's as if we went to the top of the mountain and then we've just fell on the opposite side of it. It beggars belief, Fox. I just cannot. I don't know if it's down to mentality, character, are willing to win, or if it's down to players just saying, well, they think they can just turn up now because I played in the Europa League final. You've got to, it doesn't matter. At Rangers, you've got to earn every game. It doesn't matter if it's the final of Europa League or playing East Fife and a Tuesday night in a Scottish Cup game away from home. You've got to earn the right to win these games. It's Glasgow Rangers you're playing for. And that all comes down to attitude as well, mate. And commitment.
90% attitude, 10% ability. Good point, mate. Postar?
Well, Ox, all I can say to that is he dropped to full 11 against Queen of the South, and I defy MD on here to say that we had a good game that night. We were dreadful. So that's what he's got in the background. So it's all right, guys, saying, well, how can he not drop them and bring on Liam King, etc. All I'm saying is... I
thought he'd done all right.
I'm not saying he didn't, Ox. What I'm saying is our manager doesn't rate him. That's the difference. There's the night he took our captain off a right back. He never had a right back to bring on. I mean, come on. He keeps telling us we've got a squad, we've got two players for every position. No, he hasn't. Lundstrom was off for him tonight, although where he was playing away back in front of Hingway, I don't agree with that either. There's Liverpool that have spent hundreds of millions. Now they're getting absolutely horsed now. So it shows you when you're playing against teams that have got capabilities and they've got good players, even the best get beat. So therefore you've got to play systems. And our manager, to be fair to him last season, was playing systems against better. We were playing against better quality teams, make no mistake about it. But for whatever reason, whatever's happened this season, we've only got rid of 2 players, and it seems to be that our teams fell apart. We're not playing well in defence at all. We're not playing well in midfield, and up front, we're not playing well. So it's only he's a guy in command of our team. He's a guy who's got to fix it. We all see the same thing with the defence. Defence, if you're not keeping goals out, you're not going to win games. And when it starts at the beginning of a game, you're up against it right away. But the goals that we're losing are so cheap. Teams aren't even having to work against us. So that's got to get fixed.
You know, if somebody rattled the first one in for 35 yards and it goes in the top.
Exactly, mate.
You know, but I just think there was a bit of you shot yourself in the foot on Saturday, and you have got a chance to go and rectify it. Well, if that works, it's good management. But no, when I seen the team, I went, "Oh, we're going to play as open again," and they're just going to the way they play, they're going to pick us off. That team won 6 out of 6 last year. Yeah, all right, they get knocked out with Benfica. They could have went deep in that competition, and we thought, yeah, they've lost a few players, but they're bringing in guys at 30, 40, 50 million. Yeah, we're shopping the corner shop, and they're shopping. They're not Harrods because that's they're elite, but they're not far away from it, you know. So they're bringing in a better quality of player, and we've got to combat that by hard work and system and good management.
Oh, but the boy's got a point there when he says we've not played one good game, 90 minutes, even in our own league since the start of the season. We haven't, and that's the most alarming thing. We haven't played a decent game yet. We haven't.
Good point you make there, Jimmy. Back in you come, mate.
Hi, cheers. No, it's not even about the opposition tonight. I think they were quality. It's not about that. It's about how we're applying ourselves now. There's too many players that are just not up to it, and when they're not up to it, they're not even putting the effort in. Some of them. That's the biggest concern for me. I will say Tolak as well. Okay, he's got 6 goals, right? But see, tonight, I don't think he passed the ball to a player. Never mind, shot the ball at goal. Another point, another point I'll make. How many shots on target have we had this season as well? Tonight, I think our first shot on target was Ryan Kent, the 91st minute, and it's a cross into the goalkeeper's arms, really. And we're not working any goalkeeper, even at Ibrox. We're wanting to walk the ball in the net. It's whatever it is, if it's the system, if it's the players. You've got Morelos there who has scored 22 goals in Europe, 20 plus at least. I know he's overweight and his attitude's questionable, but that's the type of player we need. And for us going into this season with one striker that we can trust, it's not acceptable.
I couldn't believe, for both their sakes, I couldn't believe he never gave Alfred a run for the last half an hour, Jimmy. And to just give Colak a break because he was fighting alone furlough, and he wasn't involved in the game, so I'd have just took him off. And the guy's a finisher. He's no an Alfie. Different types of player, different types of centre forward. But even Alfredo, to get him another 30 minutes under his belt, I think there was a lot of sense in it. But he might say he was protecting him for Saturday, Jamie.
He's not going to start Alfredo on Saturday, surely. Every game, so. Well, why not, though? Why not? Because they should start the 2 of them. Because Cholak, for me, is like Chris Boyd. He needs a partner. And if he doesn't have a partner, he needs somebody close to him. So that was Lawrence, for me, to a point.
Good point.
Now Lawrence is at the team. So who else is it? Is it Arfield? Nah, he's not trusted to start. He's not got the legs anymore. So was it Tillman tonight? Couldn't get a hold of the ball. So who else is going to... Who in our midfield can actually get close to the striker?
Nobody, and you play with the 2 wingers, Kent and Wright. They're not getting involved in the play, are they?
Yeah.
You know, there's a problem with the system, mate. And teams, if you're going to constantly set up like that, teams just counteract you when you've got the ball, and then they know if they get past 8 players, you've got 2 in the midfield, and that's all you've got to get running. You're on top of the defence. It's not working.
No.
Billy?
Ox, I'll tell you, mate, just to touch on the boys' comments there about the right back situation, right? Now, here's my take on it, mate. Now, I've said this for long enough, right? And it's. I wish I was wrong, right? I wish I was wrong, but it's came to fruition. I said just after last year with the situation when we sold the boy Patterson, right? We had an ample replacement there of a right back to come in if James Tavernier was fit. And I said that. I says, if Tavernier takes a knock or he gets injured, the boy Patterson's there to step right into that jersey. What did Rangers do? We sold the right back, right, which gave us less cover in that position. Then we brought the Polish boy in, and what did we do with him? We put him out on loan. So who brought that Polish boy in there for that position? And obviously we think he's no good enough, because if he was good enough for that position, he would be slipping into wearing Tavernier's when Tavernier's no fit. And Tavernier wasn't fit at the weekend, and he wasn't fit at the night. So we're miles short at right back and all, mate. And that's it, came back to bite us right in the backside.
Good point you raised there. I'll put this out to the listeners, right? I would have accepted that I would have extended James Tavernier and Connor Golson's contract if we were in negotiations. But to give them 4-year contracts reminds me of the error we made with Jason Holt and Andy Halliday. Loved Andy Halliday, gave us everything else. So did Jason. But to keep getting up the levels, we gave them the two of them 4-year contracts after the semi-final when we beat that mob in penalty kicks. We made a knee-jerk reaction and we were stuck with them at the end of their contracts. We've done the same again.
That's right, Ox, because I'll tell you something right now, mate. I don't know what the big centre-half, big Connor's wages are, but we certainly can't move him on now.
It'll be a lot. Not as much as yours, Billy, but it'll be a lot.
Not a pound here and there, mate.
Poster.
Great point. I mean, as I say, the two of them, granted, they were very, very rarely ever injured. Can't take anything away from them. They were getting us by in games. But, oh my, the big Goldson for me, he hung off the whole season, guys. Doesn't matter how you look at it. I don't know what he was offered, but he was for no way signing it. And at the last minute, doesn't he take Einstein? He's seen that nobody else was wanting him. So he decides to stay at Rangers. He's in the Champions League now. I'll go back to it. We're up against far, far better players even than last season what we were up against. And boy, oh boy, we're getting fun out. And as I say,
he's not even playing well.
That's what I was going to say. It's even happening now, Ox, in the SPL. We have not played well in one single game. So I don't know where our manager goes, because the squad's not there. I'll say it again. It's not there.
I would have extended their contracts. I could see the logic in it. I don't know if I'd give them 4 years. I've got to be honest.
Certainly not 4 years, no.
Anyway,
no way.
We've been joined by Kev. Evening, Kev.
How you doing, boys?
All right, mate. Yourself.
Oh, come on. I'm fucking, agreeing here.
Well, what's your language, Kev?
Oh, sorry, Paul, sorry.
Right.
Just 2 games, 2 4-0 defeats, and we're playing like donkeys. They're playing guys out of position here. Yeah. You've got a guy that's a midfielder, American boy, Sands, and you've got a boy, King boy, come in, he slipped on the right back, right, to start both. And yet, he's at normal positions at a centre back. Now, what we're playing here? The start of the season, we played rubbish. And then last year, all the great games you played and won, right? We're beating anybody who's in front of us. You know what I mean? And then this year, we're chucking everything away. We go to Pittodrie Saturday. I feel for the worst.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone with that. Kevin, I'll ask you something. Do we look at a team that's just got old over the summer?
It's not they just got old, they're just born lazy. Just lazy.
All right, so that's suggesting are you suggesting the manager's lost? Are you suggesting the manager's lost the dressing room?
No, I wouldn't be a bad point, because boys are no running at all. No running about. They're not running for the ball. Nobody's want to take the ball. Nobody's want to take leadership.
Billy, in you come, mate.
Myself? Aye, mate, listen, there's every chance of that, by the way, Ox. The players look as if they don't know what they're doing out there now. They don't know. I mean, what kind of system does the management team want his players to buy into? What is he telling them to go and do? Because for 45 minutes here, especially in that first half, I was looking at that, saying to myself, what kind of formation are we playing? What kind of setup are we playing? Who's to mark who here? I mean, there was nothing there to tell you that the players are buying into whatever Gio's telling them. That's the impression I'm getting. I could be wrong. I don't know, mate, but that's the impression I'm getting. But they're certainly, and I'll tell you one thing. See, when we got up to Pittodrie Day, you know, we all know as Rangers supporters how much they'll be up for it on Saturday or at the weekend, right? And you can bet your bottom dollar in it, mate. They'll be smelling blood now. And if we go a goal down up there, mate, it's going to be very interesting.
Well, we've got a bad combination, mate. My bad combination, and I'll leave this to after the break. We're not scoring goals, and we're not keeping them out. Blue Star, it ain't a great combination.
Oh, definitely no, Ox. And Billy's right. We all know. We knew before Saturday how Celtic were going to come out and play. So it transpired. We know exactly they'll be out for blood on Saturday, 100%. And if our players are hanging back, because as Billy says, Ox, not one player put in a tackle the whole of that first half. If you're running at me with the ball, and they weren't even running, they were passing the ball. If you're in front of me with the ball at your feet, and I'm the defender, or I'm a midfielder, I've got to go and try and get the ball off you, or I've got to try and intercept. We've done neither.
Exactly.
So he's got a lot of work on his hands. Boy, oh boy, he has.
All right, if you don't mind, get your phones on mute. We're going to have a tune.
Sure, I was dreaming of old Ibrox, of her slopes and great grandstands, and I dreamed about the Rangers, the best team in the land. When my memory suggested of a vision bright and clear, of the strange things that would happen if we had the Rangers here. Now if the road to Ibrox Park way up the Shankill, and Brian Laudrup came from Sandy Road, and Alistair Points came from East Belfast, and old Belfast became then old Glasgow. If the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, sure no green flags at that game, they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roll, and all the boys would stay at home. If we only had the Rangers over here. I dreamed about her Ulster men who wore the shirt of blue, Bertie Manderton, Sam English, Norrie Hamilton, McCandless too. I have dreamed of Whitey MacDonald, who came from Lisburn town, and the greatest, Billy Simpson, who never let them down. Now if the road to Ibrox Park way up the Shankill, and Brian Laudrup came from Sandy Road, and Ali McCoist came from East Belfast, and then old Belfast became old Glasgow. If the rain Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor. There's no green flags at that game, they would appear. Ulster sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home. If we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had Glasgow Rangers over here.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, thanks for that. I just got to lighten the mood just slightly, right? Lighten the mood just slightly before we get back into the self-help group. Rangers Radio goes to most nights about 65 different countries, Billy. Yeah, there you go, huh? Right?
Brilliant, mate. That's
yeah, that's it. It's better. You're not going to get this. Right, Billy, you can't answer because you know, but obviously the top city is Glasgow, yeah, in the world, and there's various parts of it. Where do you think the second top city that listens to Rangers Radio is in the world, Blue Star?
In the world? It wouldn't have been New Zealand, somewhere in New Zealand, would it?
No.
Yeah, New York.
Jamie?
I would guess either Melbourne or Sydney. I think it's Australia.
No. Let me see.
Holland.
No. Kev?
New York.
No close. He's not even the three. He's haven't been on the right continent. There's a clue.
Is it Belfast?
No, he's haven't been the right continent. No. There's not that many continents, so it's not that.
Asia, must be.
No, he's
China.
one. You've missed one.
China.
That's a country, mate. A big continent. I'll give you a clue. It's got a south bit on it, and it's got a big desert, and it's got a river that goes on for Niles and Niles.
Saudi Arabia.
Billy.
Baltus.
Right. The clue, that's Africa, by the way. It's got a south bit in it. The second city that listens to Rangers Radio is Lusaka, Zambia. There you go. There you go.
Anyway, boys, can I give you a shout out to my mate? Can I give you a shout out to my mate, Steph Russell, followed up. He's my wee mate. I played darts with him on Monday night. He goes to all the games as well, so my wee mate, Steph.
You give him a shout out?
I will shout out to be Steph Russell.
No, you're not allowed that. You're not allowed to do that. No.
You're not. No. Anyway,
you've done it, haven't you?
What's up? We go up to Victoria and the sheep anyway. So
we need to bounce back.
Can I just say the team that Liverpool's playing is absolutely annihilating them. So we're not getting them off score tonight.
By the way, he's never won there. I think this is his fourth attempt, mate. With Dortmund and Liverpool, he's never won.
We'll do Liverpool, don't worry about it.
Oh, mate. We've got to beat Aberdeen first, mate.
Well, that's true, aye. So I think we've got to at least take 4. And I hope that they play the right team. Don't play players out of position. That's wrong. As guys are saying, I've been listening on that, as guys saying, self players don't bring players in. Not the quality.
If you accept, I don't know what you would say, Billy, that Lawrence plays. I don't know if you would say he's an out-and-out midfielder. But we've lost. We need players in the midfield. It's so obvious. The midfield's got no pace. It's so obvious.
I would try Sands in midfield and put the big
You're
King
not
in.
on. Big Southside thinks that. Big Southside thinks that.
So let's hope we go to Aberdeen on Saturday and win.
I hope so, mate. I hope so. Billy?
I actually, I've said it before, mate. I know there's the midfield that we play when we set up for some reason. The players that we play are cancel one another out. That's the impression I'm getting there, mate. There's no zip about the midfield. You know what I mean? We can't, right? Okay, Camera's good on the ball, right? He's a the boy's a football player, but it's so, I don't know what it is. It's so sidey and twisty and away back the way, and we're looking for cutting edges. I mean, but when he gets played further forward up the park, he looks a right dangerous wee player. But for some reason, he's not.
Kev,
exactly.
Carry on.
That's right, mate. That's right. And then, for talking sake, if you go and play Stephen Davis in there with Johnny Lundstrom, or Ryan Jack and Stephen Davis, or Johnny Lundstrom and Ryan Jack, the two of them cancel one another out, and then you say, well, who do you play in front of them? So what do? You play Kent on one side, and then you play, I don't know, he's struggling down the right-hand side for who he wants to play there. And it's all predictable.
All right.
And then you're
talking about somebody who's never predictable. Will be joined by the one and only Albert. How we doing, Mucker?
No good, mate. No good. I've had enough of this nonsense. That's me done with this.
Right. Where's it going, Rang? What did you say? Right, I'll start from the beginning. When you seen the team tonight, what was your thoughts?
Tanking. As soon as I seen it, as soon as I heard it, I said, they're tanking. There's your tanking coming. That team is done, mate. Done. Stoke, when they Stoke, try to make excuses for them, they're done. And I'm going to say it. If Van Bronckhorst doesn't win on Saturday, he's got to go. I'm telling you, that's enough. Enough's enough. That's 4 bonkings he's took. And I've never known in my lifetime a Rangers man to take 4 beatings the way he's took 4 beatings. And that's just not acceptable. Mate. Sorry, but I know it's a bit over dramatic. I know it might sound, but I can't stomach this any longer. This is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Has he lost the dressing room for you?
He's completely lost it. Ken doesn't want to play for me. You can see it. Right's right. And that wee boy running about there, and he's way out of his depth, mate. Even again for a BB team, you know what I mean?
I think you've been a bit disrespectful to a BB team.
Yeah, the boy saying it there, mate. You've got Kent, Sakala, and Matondo. That's your 4 wide men, and you're getting absolutely nothing in any game out of any of them.
Yeah.
And nothing. I mean, nothing. I mean, it's different to say, they're having bad games, or you get a half out of him, or he does. You're absolutely getting nothing. And I mean nothing out the 4 of them in every game they play.
Are you telling me, when you seen that team, you think before it started, we were setting up with 9 men?
I think we were setting up with 4 men. I'll be honest with you. Joe, like you've got to cut a bit of slack. It's not his type of game, that, if you're playing that, him as the holding centre forward, because that's not his game. You've got to create chances for the way. That's all he's got. He's a penalty box centre forward, and you're not going to put the ball in there and create chance. Forget about him, then you're just wasting your time with him. That game tonight was a game for Morelos, but he come back fat, and that's how I was so angry, because this is when you need him. No 3-4 weeks time. Right now. Him, Ruth, all the rest. This is new. But I'm not cutting. I'm not going to start making excuses or shouting and bawling over this team. To me, they're just done. They're not coming back for this, guys. They're just no.
All together, Albert. I mean, we're young men.
It's a rebuild now, right? It's a rebuild. So let's start the rebuild, right? Let's get rid of the right people. Let's get rid of Ross first. There's no use going for a rebuild and putting him in charge of the rebuild, because he's bringing in. He's got porters as hospital porters as part of our scouting, because that's what he's doing in the A&E, signing players at the A&E, because everybody he signs is injured. It's ridiculous, mate. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's a big part to blame for the way this team's set up at the moment, by the way. Van Bronckhorst has got players signed, but they're all injured. I can't pick them. And then he's getting injuries on top of that. And now he's going to get more injuries because Tab looks injured, and you're right, Lundstrom looks injured as well. So you're going, well, where are we going with this now? We're going to end up with no team whatsoever. But hey, somebody's got to phone their sword for this, and it's got to start with Wilson. And he can't hide for this, because you can't say, oh, he got Bassey sold for £23 million. I could have sold Bassey for 30
This is the
million
Vodafone voicemail service for 0776683.
Carry on, Albert.
So we've got 30 players, guys. We let 11. I go 11. We let 11 go, and we've got 30 first-team players, right? The three goalkeepers, McLaughlin, McGregor, McCory, crap. The three of them, crap. Right, get rid of the three of them. I need to go. You've got Tav, Barisic, Yilmaz, and Devine as your fullbacks, right? Yilmaz and Devine keep. The other two, no. And to be fair to Barisic, at the moment, he's one of our better players.
This is the Vodafone voice.
You've got Goldson, King, Sands, Suter, Davis, and Helander. Goldson, no, he needs to go. He still went the first time. We shouldn't have even made the effort to talk him into staying. That was madness, mate. That was madness. King and Sands will give you a chance to. Sands is not even a centre half. Suter, Davis, and Helander. Suter and Davis, you've got to get a chance, but they three are injured. Davis, and Helander are injured. Ridiculous situation.
Well, Davis is on the bench tonight, mate, so that suggests he's fit.
So you can't judge Davis. I'll give you that. But Suter and Helander, they've got records of being heavily injured all the time. That's ridiculous. We're sitting at the club now, and we're trying to rely on these guys. Nah, stupid. Your midfield, you've got McCann, Lundstrom, Davis, Kamar, Arfield, Jack, Lowry, Tillman, and Lawrence and Lowry. No, McCann's hardly going to game. We should be in the team, and there's nothing, and I mean nothing. You keep that boy out of that team, nothing. Yeah. Lundstrom is in there himself. The poor guy. He wasn't my favourite player right at the beginning, but he's pulled run. But you can't expect the guy to everything he's selling. He's in there himself. Davis shouldn't have been signed. He should be away by now. Kamara, he should have been sold. He's no interest. His pal's away. Doesn't want to play for Rangers anymore. Arfield can one day a job, but it's ridiculous that we're actually signing him. Jack, he's finished. Sorry, mate, he's injury prone. He's finished. He should be away. Lawrence, Tillman, and Lowry, they're the future. But we're needing money spent in our midfield. We're needing at least two, probably three quality midfielders. And I mean attack midfielders. I don't mean any more hoarding nonsense. Then you'll get your Kite, Wright, Sakala, Matongo, Haji's injured. They need to have a look at themselves. Me, personally, I'd get rid of the four of them. You've got Morelos and Cholak and Roof up front. Morelos, Huffy, get rid of him. Doesn't want to play for Rangers, ta-ta. Cholak's he's going to get more time, and he's going to get players that are going to feed him. And Roof, get ready, injured. And that's your whole squad, guys. That is your squad.
I can take umbrage with the first thing you said, Albert.
Was that my name?
No, I wouldn't say that. Just when you started with the goalkeepers, I don't know how good John McCrory is, because I've not seen enough of him to judge.
They can't break in between if you can't break in above they two, there's something wrong with the boy. And he's 24 now, I believe. I thought the boy was still only young. He's actually 24 or 25 now. The boy should be in the team. If he's any good at all, he should be in the team, because McLaughlin should be able to hold him out.
We don't know if that's his performances or the managers just think he's too young. But I don't know how good he is, mate. Honestly, I don't.
Well, he's not got it for me, because I'll be watching the performance. I'll be kicking it. If I was a good goalkeeper and I believe in myself, I'd be kicking his door down and going, right, he's getting a game and I'm not even going to shout here.
I don't think goalkeeping's your position, Albert.
No, it's not. And I'm not a diplomat either.
I also know that. Jamie, can you come?
Aye, sorry, just a couple of points here. So it was good points, Paul. He started off with Morelos. This was a game made for Morelos. I agree. But how did Morelos actually get his injury last season? It's probably because he played about 14, 16 games in a row without even getting subbed when we were 2 or 3-0 up. And that was Gio. Correct. He had players on the bench that could have replaced Morelos, but he overused them. We're seeing the exact same thing. This is a theme. With Gio just repeating the same errors. So is Cholak the next one to get injured with a thigh injury or whatever it might be that then keeps him out? You need to use your squad. You've got players there. Bring them on. Use the squad. who was it said earlier on, why not just bring Morelos on after 60 minutes tonight? The game was done. Just get him minutes. And then on the goalkeeper subject, McCrory is not a young boy any longer. He's stuck around with Rangers. I don't know why, because if they had anything about him, really, you would probably be wanting to leave. If you were a young player at Rangers right now, you'd be wanting out to try and play first-team football because you're not getting a chance. You know, and for him, he played 2 games last season, big games. He played away in Europe, he got a clean sheet. He played at home against Celtic. Was he the only goalkeeper that season to get a clean sheet? I think he was. Out of the 2 of them, McGregor and McLaughlin. And I like McLaughlin. I think he is the Rangers number 1. But you need to be giving somebody a chance. And McCrory, maybe it is his time now. Throw him in. We need to be giving these young boys a chance because they are good players. And McCann as well. I don't want to keep going on, but McCann, bit of invention there against Queen of the South. And you've seen it against Blackpool as well. That boy has got a pass. He's got vision. Why are we not playing players that can, in the midfield, that have got a bit of vision? We've got 3 players similar ability. Kamara, Lundstrom, Jack, whoever it is, Davis. They're all the same player. Sideways players. That's why the defence is looking at the aim, or they're going sideways themselves, because they've got nothing in front of them that can actually create a chance.
We
need to see change. We do.
And 2 of them lack pace, mate. Ryan Jack did cover the ground, but he's not covering it the same as him. By the way, that was another thing that summed up his performance tonight. We got a wee bit of possession. Kamara gets it. Jack gets booked with a terrible pass, blue star for Kamara. Sold him, didn't he? Sold
Absolutely.
Him. Simple pass.
And Tillman done it about 3 times in Ox. He had an easy pass. He didn't gear him, and then when he tries to gear the pass, it's too late, and the guy intercepts. The lack of pace. The boys are right. All our midfield players are all far too slow. Now, whether that's age or whether that's ability, they're just too slow.
Tillman, mate, we had him as a success. He's now moved from success to the jury's out.
Correct. And to be fair to that boy, too, I mean, the games that Gio had him stuck out in the right wing. Ox, come on. The 2 goals that the guy scored with the header was because he moved inside his cell. He's playing right out there, and in that game tonight, and that's not even to do with the SPL, he's out his depth. The boy was out his depth. Tillman, there was times when he should have released the ball. He's got a bad habit of it, and he's too late in doing it. You can go through the whole team, guys. I think that boy's right there. And Albert was right. Albert, the funniest thing on the Ox, I had to chuckle. Luckily, I was on mute. He's talking about Ross Wilson, and he says he should be working in a hospital. Everybody we get should be an E&E. But the crazy thing is, he's right. The list of injuries is scary. And now we're picking up more because it does look as though Jack and Lundstrom are injured too. We can't afford that, Ox, because we've not got a squad of players in the background that he's got any faith in to play. And that's how some of the young boys aren't getting games. Their manager will not play them.
Billy?
I can't agree more, mate, with everything that Albert said, mate. You had every nail in the head.
That's very, very unusual for Albert, but carry on.
Yeah, every nail in the head, mate. No, listen, you always, do you know what I like, mate? You call it how you see it. That's what I like to hear. You know what I mean? There's no beating about the bush. Albert, you were bang on. You're 110% correct, Amundo, mate. Every single comment you were right, mate. And that's exactly the problem, eh? But something needs to give. Something really needs to give now.
The O2 messaging service. The person you are calling is unable to take your call.
Carry on, Billy.
He either continues doing this slippery road, mate, to ruin, because that's what's going to happen, or he says to himself, right, it's a full. We need to look at this from a different angle now.
There's nothing we can do for weeks and weeks with signings.
No, I know, mate, but listen, there must be something there. He's meant to listen. He's a professional coach. He's got professional guys round about him, right? He's working with these guys 5 days a week, 6 days a week, right? He's got them in for 8 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 or whatever. He'll know them all individually and collectively, right? What they can do and what they can't do.
O2 messaging.
So surely to God, he can find out. Surely to God, he can put players into a system that is going to work. And suppose it is just short term now for to give them some kind of foundation or spine to work on in the future, because it's not working. It is clearly not working, and it's only going to get worse.
Well, history.
It's as simple as that.
History teaches you all better. When you've ruined off a situation like you, in your opinion, and I don't think you're far away, mate, if I'm being honest. It's no other players that move. It's the coach, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely the coach. But as I say, Alex, if you're going to do the rebuild, which you start today, the night starts the rebuild as far as I'm concerned. Stop kidding ourselves on. We're going to win things with this team. We're not. So the rebuild starts tonight, and the very first thing you can do, you can't buy players, right? You can't bring MD in. So the rebuild starts with Wilson. Get shot at him right away. Just say, and for the next window, we'll need to start looking and rebuilding for the end. But we don't want that clown in charge of any more signings, because what he's bringing to this club is bordering on insanity. It's total nuts, mate. Players that can't run. I've never seen so many players that can't run. You watch every team we play, and they're all running the legs off us, and you're going, how come everybody can? I'm watching this Liverpool game now, and I'm talking to you, and every player on the park can run. But you look at our players and go, who can run? Nobody can run. In fact, Ken got a ball in the first half, and the whole half of the park, their half of the park was empty. He started running, and he got about 20 yards, 30 yards, stopped, cut back, and hit the ball back away. Why? Because he's not got the legs to run the full length of the park. That's the problem. You're going, well, what's up with? How can he not run the length of the park? You get him trying to pass a ball. Jack tried to pass a ball twice. Once he passed it out the park, and the other one he caused a goal. He also got, as you say, they also got Kamara also got him booked for a bad simple pass, just a simple square pass. Can he do it? There's something seriously wrong with these players, by the way. They can't even. I said in the Queen of the South game, there's too many players with no technique, and we're young players, but the ones that were on that park, I'm looking at them and they've no technique either, and you're going, well, so yeah, then it's Auckland Howie. That needs to be looked at, because I don't like what I'm seeing. I really don't like what I'm seeing. These boys should be better than they're actually what they're showing. Just in technique. I'm not saying experience. I'm not saying anything like that. They're only boys. They've got to be allowed to be developed. But good grief, I'm watching boys that can't even bring a ball in, can't take a ball in the run. It's ridiculous, guys. That's not good enough for me. That is just not good enough, and that's down to coaching. That's right down to coaching.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 077.
And Van Bronckhorst is the first team coach, and if he thinks that's acceptable to go out there and keep getting tonked like this, by the way, we're not getting great, guys. We're getting slaughtered. And that's four games now we've been slaughtered under him. I've never known a Rangers manager to survive that. I've never known a Rangers manager to survive one defeat like that, let alone four.
I'm trying to. I've got three.
The USG one I'm putting as a slaughter as well. The away game.
This is the Vodafone voicemail.
USG game.
All right, okay, I get that. I forgot about that, mate, because we get through in the time. Right, mate. Good segue. You guys, we're going to hear from the manager now, and then we can comment on what you've got to say. So get yourselves some mute, lads.
Giovanni, a defeat for your team tonight. What went wrong?
Well, I mean, as you said, big defeat. I think we had a bad game. I think we weren't in the game enough to compete with Ajax. I think the level we reached in the first half against Ajax was not on the level that's needed to be competitive in Champions League. You can see the difference in movements, in passing, in thinking. I mean, that's the level we are facing in Champions League, and we weren't just good enough in the first half. In the second half, we switched to back five to get more control of the space and give less chances away. But today we face an opponent where every mistake you make, they punish you, and we did that many times today.
Gio, you made three halftime substitutes and played a very strict back five for the whole of the second half. Was that primarily tactical, or did you also have a few injuries in there?
I wanted to switch back to a 5, so we changed staff because he, the last couple of days, weeks, he's struggling with injury. So that's why I decided to put Leon in, who's fresh. I think he came in excellent in the second half, and of course you want to have your speed on the wings. That's why we put Robbie in. And Ryan just as a control defensive midfielder again. But, you don't want to start a game like this. You want to grow in the game. But on the ball, I think we were also very, very naive. And, we weren't in the game for 1 minute in the first half.
Giovanni, another goal conceded from a set piece. It's been a recurring problem so far this season. What can you do to change that? Because it seems to happen week on week. They could have scored even before they scored from their first goal.
Yeah, well, it's about to win your battles. I mean, we have tall players in the zones, and I think the smallest player on the pitch blocked one of our players. It's about the desire to do everything you can to win your duels and not to be naive, and that's what we have to get out of the team. Because gifting a goal like this is on this level, it's very very damaging.
Giovanni, back-to-back 4-0 defeats, almost unheard of for Rangers. What are the concerns, the worries over what this is going to do for the players' confidence and their belief moving forward?
Well, it's 8 goals in two games. That's too much for Rangers. So that's that can never happen. Of course, today with the opponent, who was very strong in Champions League, you can lose a game, but not with so much difference if you see the way we gifted the goals. And we have to take it. We have a big game on Saturday against Aberdeen, which is always a tough game for us at Pittodrie. So it's going to be a real fight.
Giovanni, you were looking for a reaction from your players tonight. Were you surprised that was the performance they gave you?
Well, I of course I expected otherwise, but it's as I said to the players, we are now in Champions League. I said, welcome to Champions League, because this is the level we are going to face. I remember my first game with Feyenoord against Juventus, my first taste of Champions League, against Zidane, against Del Piero, Deschamps, like the big Juventus team, and I was blown away of the level. I think we were 4-0 down after 30 minutes as well. So that was my first taste of Champions League, which I then knew, okay, this is the level I want to reach. So I have to work hard to get that level. And I know in the next games, this is expected in Champions League. And that experience my players had the same today. So they will have to take the experience for the next game, because Champions League is the toughest competition in the world. And so we're gonna face the best teams in Europe. We want to be in this competition, but it's very, very tough.
Giovanni, can I ask you, do you still have confidence in the squad, and what can you do to try and lift them? Because that clearly has to be done now, doesn't it?
Well, I think that's obvious. I mean, to have 2 defeats against Celtic and Ajax, two times 4-0, it's a heavy loss, and we have to bounce back. It's not easy, of course, because the knock we had on Saturday and today again, it's not going to be easy. But it's the only thing we can do. And Saturday is going to be a big game for us, because it's a tough away game again at Pittodrie. So we have 2 days to prepare. There's sometimes in football you taste victory and success, and sometimes you taste defeat, and also you feel very low. But for me, when I have those moments in my career, but also as a coach, those are the moments I want to fight even more, and that's what I expect from my players as well. To get out of this 2 defeats and to be successful on Saturday against Aberdeen.
Thanks for that, Fox. We're back, Billy boy.
Yep.
Aye, mate, aye.
Some of it's honesty, some of it's just sound bites. It's difficult, the usual. Yeah, listen, Blue Star, your ways, we were strong outsiders tonight. We knew that before we started. It's not so much the fact that we lost a game of football. It's exaggerated because of the manner we lost the game on Saturday, and then also not that we lost a game of football, that we never laid a glove on a team with our organisation.
Without a doubt, and it's no embarrassment getting beat with teams in the Champions League because of the money and the calibre of player we're up against. We all know that. As you said, it's rhetoric. Some of the points he's making are true. But the bottom line is, guys, he's now up against it in the sense of because he has lost to. We have to go out on Saturday. That's the be-all and end-all. And we have to win that game. Anything other than a win, Gio's really up against it now. And how he rectifies it in such short a time with the lack of pace in our team, I really don't know, guys. I don't have the answers because I don't see it in our squad. I don't think we've got a good enough squad. I've said it since the start of the season. But Gio's going to have to find ways. It's one thing getting beaten off Napoli's and Ajax. It's another kettle of fish when you're getting beaten off Aberdeen's, etc., when they've not got anything like what we're supposed to have. So that's his head on the block now. He's going to have to produce the goods. And here's hoping he does it, Ox. I'll need to go, guys. I'll let you get other callers in. Onwards and upwards, that's all we can hope for. Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
Mate. Cheers. Billy.
Ox, I was just looking at a record there for the start of the season, mate. Now, you can look into this. You can look into this any way you want, right? And this includes pre-season games, right? We have played 15 games. We've won 9. We've lost 4. And we've drew 2. We've scored 28 goals and we've conceded 18 goals. So there's where your problem lies. Our stats go as follows: win, lost, win, lost, win, drew, win, lost. And that includes pre-season games as well as league games and the League Cup and the night. And 88 goals have been conceded. 4 in the league and 4 at the top level in Europe, mate. That's concerning in my book.
Well, it's the last 2 performances, mate. I've turned. I've drawn at Easter Road under the circumstances. You can paint it out because of the nature of the refereeing performance that day, Jamie. But then after that, the League Cup, Blue Stars, right, with Parker. They gave the boys a run at it, they got us through, and we're into the quarter-finals, played in D. Then we get the two games coming in the season. This one's magnified because of what happened on Saturday. But you're right, Billy. We haven't lost 8 goals in the last 2 games. I'm proud of you. Your arithmetic's getting better. Jamie?
Yeah, no, look, you said, I don't know if you're making an excuse there, though, on the Hibs game with the circumstance just because of the referee. For me, it was what happened. Aye, for me, it was what happened in the build-up. It was a Ryan Kent opportunity, chose to pass the ball back the way. It was well overhit, and Lundstrom's overstretched to bring the boy down. That's what kicked it off. I mean, look, it's individual errors for me. For me, Ryan Kent's a £7 million player, apparently. He's going to walk away at the end of the season, leaving for nothing, costing this club $7 million with no return. And
that's his choice, mate. There's nothing you can do about that.
No, I know, but you've got to point the finger at the player for me, because you've got our rivals and they've got 4 wingers, and all of them are on higher stats than Ryan Kent and have been for 12 months.
That's due to recruitment and selection. Anyway, talking about somebody who never lets us down. Never lets us down with his honesty. Alex Willishaw. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Ox there. Billy and everybody else that's in the panel there. Firstly, I'm really, really shocked how this team's collapsed unbelievably the last 2 weeks. Everybody knew going in there tonight would be a freebie. We never really thought we'd beat Ajax, but to watch that again, and that's been going on for weeks now at the beginning of the season, Oxia. So it's just something that's no new. We've got a midfield there that there's no runners, absolutely no pace. We've got wingers there, nowhere near wingers, guys that can't even take the first touch. So right through the team, and I've got to agree with Albert, that team's run its course.
What does the manager and recruitment sitting that in for you, Alex? You're a fair guy. You're not like me or Albert. You're a fair guy.
I'm absolutely shocked with the recruitment. To sign players that aren't even fit. That's something that never even came into your head years ago. We've got £10 million, 2 players there. We've got a Turkish left back. God knows how good he is. I've only seen him on the park for about 20 minutes. But if he can't break into that team, and Big Bonner's probably the only plus out the team now, he's at least, he's went up a gear. But Ben Davis, I don't know the situation there, I've said it before. James Sands playing at centre back. The boy's a very good player for what he does. He's certainly not a centre back. And Connor Golston is absolutely rank rotten now. And that's me. I was a great lover of his. I was quite pleased he made this. He signed back on. But when I look back now, 4-year deal, honest, this team's going nowhere. Simple as that. It's going nowhere. And if we think we're going to win the league and all this year with that, you're kidding yourselves on.
Albert. It's a fact, isn't it, mate? It's telling the truth. Then you've got to face up to it. Can we turn it round? I'd love to sit here and say, oh, we've done this, done that, and done that. We've got a chance. But you're looking at the squad and going, oh, who are we bringing in? There's nobody there to bring in, and that's down to Wilson. That's directly down to Wilson. He's picking these players to come in, and he's deciding who stays and who goes. So that's down to him. This team, this squad will go is directly down to him. Okay, it might be Gio's squad, and you might have some input. I don't think he's got much in input. I think Wilson's on an ego trip, by the way. And I thought that, and I suspected that after we signed Ramsey. I'm saying, what are we signing this guy for? And they're all going, he's a great player. He was a great player, no denying it. But he's injured. And I kept looking at the amount of games left to play, and I'm going, when are we going to get him fit? That's what I kept saying. When is he going to be fit? We're running out of games. And that's the way it transpired. We lost the league because we ran out of games.
Close you briefly, Alex. See me, you're speaking. Can you put your phone on mute? We're getting some feedback for you. You'll not hear it, Alex, but we can. Just put it on mute and we'll bring you in. Carry on, Albert.
Right, so that's when I started to suspect there was something wrong with this clown Wilson. Then
are you telling me, Albert, when you seen him parading Ramsey, when they brought him in the door and he was there and they brought him in and they took him onto the tunnel with his name going round, you thought to yourself, who does he think he is? Is that what you're telling me?
Definitely, mate.
Funny that, I know somebody had the exact same thought. Carry on, mate.
So he signs Suter. Now everybody knows Suter is an injury-prone player, and he's had 2 bad. That's shame on the boy. That really is. He starts off Suter in the friendlies, and he get turned and looked like a cart horse in the 2 friendlies that he actually played in. So 2 or 3. So you look at him and go, well, fair enough. He's settling now. He's getting up to speed. But what are we signing him for if we can't get him up to speed and he's not ready to rock and roll? I don't get it. Then you've got Davis for the same reason. Whatever his injury was, whatever his problems, don't know, but he's not ready to play. Yeah, it's madness, mate. I don't understand what's going on with this clown, Wilson. I don't know what he's thinking about. And if he thinks he can get away with what he done there in that transfer window, it's an absolute disgrace. Who's his boss? I want to know who does he report to? Because he's one of the more senior ones on the board. So who in the executive board does he report to? Is it Robertson or is it who? I don't know.
He'll report into the football board, mate, won't he?
Aye. So who chairs the football board?
I think it's Robertson, but I'm not 100% sure. I think so.
Well, Robertson needs to look at himself and go, what report card are you giving him right at this moment? If I was Robertson, I'd be dragging him in and going, what are you playing at? What's going on here? And I'd be dragging Van Bronckhorst, going up and saying to him, did Did you say to him you wanted any of these players, or did you have a say in any of these players? This needs to be sorted, and it needs to be sorted now. You're not going to make any improvements because the transfer windows are shut, but the rebuild starts tonight, right now, mate. And we need to start sorting it, and that board need to get a grip of this.
Anyway, we've been joined by Jim. Evening, James.
Good evening, guys. Just like the rest of it's absolutely scunnered with this. Again, I don't know if it's been questioned on here tonight. What is going on with your captain?
He's come
out after that. By the way, listen, that's what I'm actually wanting to hear to talk about. When he turned around the night after that game tonight and says, James, Tav hasn't been fit for 2 weeks. Why the bloody hell is he playing in the team if he's no fit? I mean, there's all sorts of rumours. That's what I'm saying. Well, of course it's the manager, because what's he doing playing a guy who isn't fit? By the way, everybody's seen it on Saturday against that mob. He was blowing out his backside. There was rumours that he hadn't trained. I mean, I don't know if any of you's got the texts on the WhatsApp. I know WhatsApp's a bit of a blighter. The texts that came at half time tonight regarding Tav's knee and what's up with his knee. He's been taking injections and what's so else. But he then comes out after the game and said he's not been fit for 2 weeks. Now, come on. What's happening in there? What is going on in there? I'll tell you something, it's on the manager's shoulders of it, isn't it? It's either that, or they're not doing what he's telling them, or they're doing what they want. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, at the night, man, you were going like that when that boy burst away from you, and you're going like that. Jeez, Otav. I mean, you're actually starting to doubt him, you're going like that. What's going on here? And he's sitting, it shows you right after 2 minutes after half time, he's sitting with ice on the same knee that people are sending texts that's up his knee. What's going on?
I mean, you're no fit, mate. Yeah.
You shouldn't be playing. You shouldn't be playing if you're no fit.
Correct, mate. Correct. I agree. Billy.
Sorry for my line, guys.
I must have missed that, Jim. Carry on, Billy.
Listen, Jim, I can't agree with you more, mate. You're bang on everything you said, pal. If you're no fit, mate, you shouldn't be playing. It's as simple as that. I mean, how can it be that one player, i.e. James Tavernier, right, he's no fit, but he gets a start on Saturday and a start on night one against the Celtic, our biggest opponents in Scotland, and then an opening game of a group side in the Champions League. Yeah, we've got other guys there that are no fit, and he's not playing them. I mean, obviously, all different injuries are different. All right, to pardon the pun. You know what I mean? You get calf strains, you get twists your knees and all the rest of it, and different hamstring strains and whatnot. We all know that, and muscle pulls and whatnot, right? But you can't. There's definitely something not right there. There's definitely something not right, because, and I'll go back on to what I said at the halfway through the show tonight. I said it before. We had no cover, and we broke cover in, and then we let the guy go out and loan. So we've got nothing there to bring in. And listen, and you're playing the young laddie King there, and I've been screaming for that laddie to get a chance for Long and Weary, right? But that laddie's get through in at the deep end tonight. And if there were any plus points everybody in that team tonight, it was a laddie Liam King.
Here.
And that's a fact.
Cheers, Billy. But Albert, Mrs. Albert, you get put through your fitness tests quite regularly, and if you're not fit, you can't perform, Albert.
Absolutely, mate. I don't get out of my cot if I'm not fit. She'll not let me out. And that's the way it should be. But you're right. If he's no fit, he's no. In fact, the other day there, the rumour was before the Celtic game he wasn't fit, and he got asked at the interview before the Celtic game that, well, there's a rumour that Tav's no fit, and he went, I've heard that rumour too. So he was just telling his lies. He knew the guy wasn't fit, and understand that lie, because he didn't want to give the opposition any more information than he has to. That's fair enough, I don't mind that. But the point is, if he is fit, he shouldn't be playing. You're right, he shouldn't be playing, because he's going to weaken the team even further. An unfit, not just an unfit Tav, an unfit any player is going to weaken the team. And let's be honest, we can't afford to weaken the team any more than it's already at the moment, because they're They're absolutely garbage at the moment. Garbage. And then nobody's saying it tonight. Okay, we played a really good team tonight, and you're a neutral watching Ajax play tonight. Fantastic football players. Movement superb, man. Excellent skill. Brilliant. But we never created practically nothing. You're going, there's another game we're not creating any chances. All right, Barisic scored a brilliant goal, but laziness for Kent cost them that. But apart from that, can anybody remember a chance? I don't remember any chances.
This is the Vodafone voicemail.
Wait a minute. Albert, you're right, mate. You're spot on there. But listen, if it was in isolation in the night, we would have known, right, we'd have stepped up and it didn't go well. But I think it was Jamie said earlier on, we haven't kicked a ball all season. We talk about decent performances. Some players have done well. The boy Lawrence at times looked a decent purchase for us. Cholak's a decent finisher if you give him opportunities. Apart from that, nobody's played well all season. Nobody.
No. So it suggests that the dressing might have gone. It might have been gone. It suggests that, doesn't it? We are hoping it's that, because if it's lack of quality and these players are done, we're in real trouble. We're real trouble. If he goes to the dressing room, you can do something about that. You can get rid of him. You know what I mean?
Guys, can I have another point there? See what he said in his interview after the game, saying that we can't compete with these teams spending £100 million and all the rest of it. At least have a bit of pride in yourself and try. So what does that then say about our league when Rangers and Celtic are spending the millions above everybody else in this league? Because teams in this league can muster a fight against us and Celtic. So but we can't do it in Europe. So let's say, is that the defeatist attitude again?
And you've got to be organised, and you've got to cancel out the good players, mate. Yeah.
Aye, 100%. But I felt his attitude is, we can't compete with these teams, but can't compete with them, but you can challenge them. You can give them a fight. But I mean, see what we were saying there, how good Ajax were. Were Ajax that good? Because my colleague said the same thing. Rangers gifted him 3 goals tonight again. We gifted them the 3 goals.
That's fair comment. I think we'll be joined by Smurf.
Listen, guys, I'll need to go because I'm going to pick up here, okay? So take care, everybody, and I'll get back on again once we've lost some. I've done a wee bit. So take care, troops.
Give him the highest paid caller on Rangers Radio every time he's on the money.
Aye. Oh, well, aye. Hey, guys, good night.
I think we'll be joined by Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Aye, it's all right, mate. It's got a point. I was talking to Terry earlier. I know Dave King's wanting to get back onto the board, stuff like that. Do you not think that would be welcome? Do you not think just the whole club has lacked leadership since he left?
Oh, that's a good question. I like John. I like John when he's involved. John Bennett. I think he's very passionate at our club. He's the vice chairman. Things might move in the next week or so. You never know. I get what you're saying, Dave King. Is Dave the answer? I don't know, but we'll always be grateful for what Dave King is. Maybe that the equivalent, or maybe signing Stephen Davis, mate. Have we got to move forward, no look back?
Maybe aye. What I'm saying is that we're sort of rudderless. You know, I was interested to see. Now, I know there's a lot of money behind the club. No Rangers. This other club was Nice. And they've went out and they've signed the boy for Leicester, the keeper, Schmeichel. Yes. And I think they paid $1 million or $2 million. I don't know what it was, but it was peanuts, relatively speaking. And, if we get ready, we're number 1 and we're number 2 keepers. And, we're absolutely, bow our heads in reverence for their service, but recycle their wages and put a bit in tap. Surely we've got to, I know we're not a big 5 league, but surely we've got to be ambitious and see an opportunity like that and try and entice somebody with that kind of pedigree to the club to move forward. But it's just pointless, It's just what we're doing. You're bereft of answers. And I watched a thing, which an observation I made, and it's maybe not nothing, but it's just see if you think something, there's probably something in it if you notice things. And I watched us on the YouTube after the game against PSV in the dressing room, the celebrations, and they were singing Sweet Caroline, and then there was a lull in the song, and anybody with a bit of confidence, a sort of bit of gallus about them, they should be belting out no cairn. See, as soon as that lulled, Gio van Bronckhorst looked around, felt awkward. You could see him, his body language, physically awkward. Looked towards Tav. Then Tav steps forward, starts belting it out again, starts banging his horn on the table, and they all get tore into it again. And I just thought, you're looking at your captain for leadership here. You should be leading this off. He's not a leader. I think he'd be a great manager if he had great players. He would understand his tactical nous and what he's wanting to carry off. But he's got to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear here, and he's not the right guy for the job because what you've got to. What you lack in ability, maybe you've just got to make up for in other ways, and I just don't see. He's a Rolls Royce player himself, and I don't think he can get the best out of lesser lights. I don't know what you think of that.
Oh, mate, that's some great points in there. Right, I'm looking in. I'm looking for some brains here. Billy, no. Albert, no. Alex.
Absolutely right, what you just said there. What I've got to say, I just find it quite sad where they've came for last year, and this is a result of it. Everybody could see this coming. Every game we've been at, it's just the way they play. As I say, they've no pace, they're absolutely nothing. And it's hard to believe how fit this team was last year, into extra time all the games, and won all the games. And when Giovanni came in, his background staff, all the Dutch guys, we all thought, well, the Dutch way of playing football, you've just witnessed tonight. That's what we were going to see at Ibrox. But we're miles behind that. It needs a complete rebuild, as Albert said.
Carry on, Alex.
It's an absolute shambles, Oxia. And I hate saying that, but I'm there. We've all got the packages now for European football. We weren't even prepared for to get into European football. Let's not be kidded here. All the injuries. It's just been an absolute nightmare. And it's like, it puts you in mind, like Leicester City, when they won the league. And after that, by the way, things started sliding. They've had the money to reinvest, and we've had nothing. The guys, O'Gee Lawrence, I'll say he's been no bad signing. Big Kolach has done his bit of a good service. But the rest of them need to take a good hard look at themselves. For that's not the way Rangers supporters, man. To go on that part and play like that in front of us. That's just unacceptable.
Albert.
Exactly. It's right, mate. It's right. It's just not acceptable. And we're all sitting frustrated. What do we do? We don't get paid the money to work this out. There's certainly a lot of people up there that do get paid the money to work this out. But we've dug a big hole and climbed right into it, and we just don't know how to get out of it. I've not got a clue. I'll put my hands up. I'm looking at that. I've got that squad and their names in front of me. I'm looking at it.
Can I ask you as a professional man, Albert? And I know you don't like to see anybody lose their job, yeah? Can I ask you as a professional man? Would you chase Ross Milson tomorrow?
Absolutely, mate. 100%. He's going to take 80%, 90% of the blame of that squad, mate. He has, honestly, got to do it. Because he wants to be Billy Big Boots and take all the plaudits when things are going right. But when you start getting players coming in injured and players just don't want to be there, he's going to take that. He's going to take some sort of responsibility for that. Van Bronckhorst has got to take it for the day-to-day running of the team and the game-to-game selection and of the tactics around. He's got to take that. Of course he has. But Ross Wilson's got to take the 80% of the blame of that squad because that squad's rank rotten.
Billy? Oh, AK, sorry, I've been joined by AK who sneaked in the boys' gate. Never seen him there. How are we doing, AK?
I was sitting in the naughty step waiting for you asking me.
I wasn't knowing you, mate. I never seen you, sorry.
No, I just in there and I've not got long anyway before the tune.
I'm
kind of early.
We're going to go for another few minutes, mate. So busy.
All right, cool. I'll just quickly say I'm kind of early angry at the game and how the performance was. I've said for long enough, Connor Golson, dear man. That's him ducking out the way of a ball at Hibs for fear in the face, and then he's ducking the night where he should be commanding. That's the kind of area you're expecting your centre-half to win a ball. But I'm a wee bit more pragmatic now. It's a pot 1 team we're facing tonight. Ajax, they've been in the Champions League the best part of 20, 30 years for, to get formed. That's the kind of level of financing the teams that we're up against. They're spending loads of money. Liverpool has spent loads of money. Napoli spent loads of money.
If it was just a night in isolation, we wouldn't be having this conversations, would we? It's the whole season.
No, but it's one of them. Be careful for what you wish for. We've always wanted to get back to the Champions League, but we're a minnow in amongst all these big boys now, and they punish you. And they punish you. It's levels,
I don't think that's the problem. We've had 6 away games this season. Am I right? Away to Livingston, away to Union, away to PSV, away to Hibs, away to Celtic, and away to Ajax. Yeah?
Yep.
Well,
it's a culmination of a lot of things. Gio's certainly got to take the blame for tonight. It's his tactics, formation and team selection. So he's got to take that. But I'm with Albert. I've said for long enough, Ross Wilson's recruitment has been horrendous. So he's only working with what the players he's got, gain them. And then it's up to the board to finance to improve the squad further. They're not doing that. So they're hanging Gio out to dry. It's his neck that's on the ball. And to me, he's made a rod for his own back with no making as many changes as he probably should have tonight. So it's a collective effort for the top down. Nobody's doing their job properly, and this is what we're seeing. And the better teams will punish you. Simple as that.
When I seen the team tonight, I thought we'd be exposed. Billy?
Aye, mate, I was concerned myself, mate. But listen, the writing's been on the wall for a wee while now, mate. We've all seen it coming. So this is no. And for talking to you, it's just happened the last couple of games, and you get a knee-jerk reaction type thing. But this has been coming, mate. This has been coming, and Alex right as well, mate. And same as Albert. The buck stops with Ross Wilson here, then, because. And I hope he's listening to this show tonight, mate, because he's got to look himself in the mirror and ask himself, have I done the best what I could do for Glasgow Rangers Football Club? And clearly, it ain't. And that's a fact. So whoever employed him, right, has got to therefore get him in and get his report card looked at and say, listen, what did you do here? What you done? What you not done? And then if he's not come up to the standards of Glasgow Rangers Football Club, then I'm sorry, but it's time to cut your losses and move on. It's as simple as that.
All right, Smurf, when you come, mate. Good to hear from you, by the way.
Cheers. I just think you look for positives, don't you? You sort of, you pick through the wreckage, and I just think I hear a lot of people and understand why. They give the boy Sands, they give him some stick. That boy's going out there, playing out of position, and a team bereft of confidence. He's a quiet, unassuming guy. I don't actually think, he'd be fazed with that. I think he's got something about him. And I think going forward, when they do get a centre-half in there, he's going to be playing that maybe some sort of CDM role in that team. Because I think he's a good player. And I think you've got to start a build for somewhere. And we've hung him out to dry as well. And you would say maybe has he let us down? Well, I think he's been let down, and I want to see the boy getting a proper chance, and all the youth as well. I think the guys that we've got there's a lot of guys that have been great servants, and they should have been gone at the end of the season, and proper investment put in. But I'd rather see quality over quantity. If Connor Golson's the best centre-back we've got, and I'm not saying he is, but if we go with that as a benchmark, for instance, the next centre half we sign is going to be at least as good as him. And I'd rather see quality over quantity and try and bring your youth through and, you know, play them against the Queen of the South and stuff like that, like we did. You know, because the young boys aren't good enough. God, I mean, how many guys have come into the Rangers teams of old? Young boys, Derek Ferguson making a debut at 15-year-old. Durant, 18. I know these guys aren't 10 a penny, don't get me wrong. Derek Johnson, all these players. If you're no good at, you say, oh, he's only a youngster, he's only 21, 20. Fucking hell, I mean, I was working a 60-hour week at that age. You know what I mean? It's.
Some of the paper rounds are quite tough, mate.
Aye, they are. And what I'm saying is that you've got to get maybe if they're not good enough, thin them out. We've got to do something, and I don't know what it is. And we're not doing anything before Christmas, but you've got to look for the positives. Sakala, he doesn't fancy him, and the wee guy puts a smile on your face, and he's full of endeavour. He's raw, but again, he's no young. I don't really fancy him either. But I'd rather. I know what I'm getting. I know I'm going to get a lot of hard running, which we've no had. So get him in the team. I don't know. We can't do any worse, can you?
No, he's likely to score a goal as well.
Can't do any worse than Kent's doing because he's getting nothing.
No, that's my point. Aye, that's my point. Put him in that right. Trap Kent. You know.
I think the way Sakala's been treated has been nothing short of disgraceful. I'm not saying he's a star on a top finished article, but he's been due more game time. In fact, he could have been flung on the night. Yeah?
See, Kent's easy one to sort. He's an easy one to coach now. All you say to Kent is, see now some of you running with the ball, whatever's in your head, do the exact opposite, because see the amount of times you make the wrong decision, it's astonishing. So whatever you're thinking, do the opposite.
Your method and your madness here, by the way, Albert. You're bang on again, mate.
You're with some performance tonight. You're a top performer at the club tonight, Albert. That's unusual.
I want a game. I don't want to talk about it. I want a game.
Listen, you couldn't do any worse, could you, Alex?
Definitely not. Aye, they're all good points. They're all feeling it now compared to who were there. You know, the beginning of the season with all big expectations and that. And after Saturday, as you say, the whole Fulham game and that, what happened in there, we needed this game quick to get out the system. And it's went probably the hang way.
I don't think the night's the issue, mate. I really don't. I think that Smurf and the guys and yourself have admitted we knew we were going up on a level that we've not competed at. It's all the other games, not just Saturday's games, it's all the games this season, and it's coming to a head now, Alex.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right, but I was just saying that you're trying to get the whole Fulham game out of your system. Looking for a game tonight, watch the team going on. But when they're on there, by the way, it's a different level, the Champions League, we know that. But you're right enough, every game we've played this season has been really below par, and there's something really, really seriously wrong in there. I don't know how they're going to rectify this. I really do not. We know getting the right funds. If that be it, the rumours is going about that somebody else is going to come in. See, the thing is, when the team's playing well in the park, nobody bothers about the board.
This is the Vodafone voicemail
because all
service.
things go wrong now, everybody's right on there, want this one sack, that one sack. We're going to end up with an A team, the way it's going. With injuries and everybody want everybody at the team. But as well putting the B team in there.
Well, the rumour is, there's going to be something happening this week or the next 10 days. No new luck, it'll be a new teapot for the boardroom or something.
Last word to AK. Last word from AK, should I say. AK.
Yeah, no bother. No, it's a difficult night, but I'll end in a positive note. I'll give a positive. A positive out of negative, I suppose. We'll finish bottom of the group, right? We're out of Europe because we're not obviously going to the Europa, but we've got a chance then to concentrate in domestic. That's what they've done for the last few years, and hopefully we could end up with a treble this season. You never know. I'm away to take more drugs.
You've been on the drugs again, mate. Billy. Billy.
Good night, boys.
Good night, mate. Good night. No, Ox, listen, mate. It's always a pleasure coming on and getting your good self a wee on with the show, mate. It's great coming on when everyone's all rosy in the garden, as they say, and it's no so good coming on when the shoes never fit type thing. But listen, that's what makes us the Rangers, isn't it? Win, lose or draw, it's a Glasgow Rangers story, mate.
Yeah. Well,
let's hope the players put that the game out their system, or the last two games out their system, and we go up to Pittodrie, because our next big game is the weekend, mate, against Aberdeen, and we need to be up for it, mate. We need to be up for it.
Alex.
Great show again, Ox there. Thanks for having us on, and that's some great points. Everybody's a wee bit upset the way the team is at the moment, but here's hoping we can turn it round a bit. Hopefully, anyway. Thank you.
Smurf. Great to us.
I just like to see the boy King getting put in at centre half, and the boy Sands push forward one into midfield for the weekend. Wee bit of bravery, something different, an idea or something. Do something different rather than nothing. And other than that, thanks for having us on, and onwards and upwards. It can't get any worse, can it? Right, cheers, guys. Good night.
Cheers, Smurf. Good to hear from you. Alba.
It was good talking to you all again. Bad vibes all in, know what I mean, because of the game. It wasn't because of this game. Let's get that straight. It's a combination leading up to this game. This game, we get beat with a better team, a truly good team. So I'm no that upset with the night's results, because we did get beat with a better team and we played some good football. All right, we've got a lot on myself, but it has to be said, guys, we can't hide behind things and try and happy clap our way through this and say it's going to be all right, because we all know it's not going to be all right unless we make it all right. So onwards and upwards.
Yeah. Can I a special shout out to all our listeners in Lusaka in Zambia? There you go. We might have to go there. If these results keep going, that might be the only place we can hide. Right. Right. Where are we? Right, on the calls tonight. Albert, Alex K, Billy from Hamilton, Blue Star, Bob. We never got Bob Giannoni. Missed Jamie, Jordan, Jim, Smurf, and all the other people who tried to go on. Some people were trying all night. Thanks to them all. Thanks for the way they conducted themselves. Thanks to your good self, Billy. Enjoyed it. It's always difficult after a bad result. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for manning the technicals. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. I think we're joined by Big Stevie. Let me just check. Big Stevie's with us along with... Oh dear, where is it? What's the list? Big Stevie's with us with...
Wonder, maybe?
No.
No.
Hi, it's
Old Davey then.
Wonder. The old Davey will be on tomorrow night. Stevie and Wonder. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, everybody. And remember, but still the people. Take it away. Old School Blue.